This podcast contains adult language and crude humor. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, funny cold opens can wait. It's Gershom's birthday. Happy birthday to the bostie with the mostie, y'all.
Thralls, balls! They're everywhere!
Thralls Balls. The World of Warcraft podcast with a dirty mind and a clean behind. Hosted by Bentolas, Gershom, and Wooly. Ooh, what's up, swingaz? I hit the wrong button. There we go. From the TBHQ in the grizzly lands of Wisconsin, welcome to Thralls Balls, episode number 125. I'm Wooly, the foul-mouthed Destrolock for now, and here with me is Gershom, the sassy-ass, birthday-having Beastmastery hunter. Happy birthday. And of course, we also have Bentolas, our resident raw-mocking jack-of-all-trades. Hi, guys!
What's up, swingers?
What's up, swingers? Happy birthday, Gershom.
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
If people are... Sometimes I try to guess when other shows are recording, so if y'all want to know when we're recording, Lamar Jackson just threw a completion to Lamar Jackson, if that means anything to you. Anyway,
that is a good way to remember the day.
Yep.
This will be like he caught his own past day.
On today's show, we start our brand new drink series. It is Heritage Drinks, so a drink for each race in the game. And today we're going to be starting with the Pandaren. Of all choices, that's what I wanted to start with. And then, of course, when we get to the WoW news, we do have to address the shitty thing that happened. So I hope we don't pull the mood down too much when we get there. Anyway, before that, what have we been up to in WoW? I know what I've been up to, if y'all want to hear.
What have you been up to in WoW?
Been trying to catch up on Veldrak and Accord rep with my shaman, Waloric, because he has the highest renown right now, and Jesus Christ, it's a slog. Like, I wish I had like a gazillion flight stones so I could just keep buying the little 50 rep thing and just be done with it. Because I only want to get high enough now to get the get high enough now to get the armor for the drakes, because I want it. And having to just push through for shit that isn't. First of all, the other thought I had about trying to farm that renown is, well, I'll just play through the campaign with him. Well, guess the fuck what? They didn't take into account when they added that sweet War Within boost that brings you renown on your base faction things to 20. They didn't take into account that there is a quest at the beginning of the campaign where they're like, well, raise your renown with all the major factions. Like, what, motherfucker, I already did. So now you want me to go out there and raise every single level with each of them when that should have been covered by the boost? No, fuck that, because I'm out of shit to do. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that.
Bro, let's rage.
Yeah, it's annoying. I'm pissed.
Yeah, I can tell. Is that
also,
what else did you do?
That's actually it. But I do want to throw out an appreciation for something. I don't know if this happened before last episode or not, but Aspect of Storms is the coolest shit ever. And as a lover of both of all three, the Netherwing, the Primal Drakes, and the what the hell are they called? The Storm Drakes? You know something?
the Valajar ones.
I find myself firmly under the guide of Verinoth. So, yeah. All right, I'm done.
Like if you had to pick a Dami mommy, it'd be her. Cause me too.
Dude, that's
honestly.
been done for a while. That has been done for a while.
That has been done. You
deal.
been kissing them boots already. I know, right?
Oh fuck yeah, she's a badass.
Yeah. Kiss those
and
those little baby arms. They're so cute. Little baby hands. Just.
And like that cinematic where Eridicron's like, "Hey, what the fuck, bitch?" And she's like, "What the fuck, you the fuck, bitch?" And like he's his big dragon self. And she's like, I'm not going to be intimidated by you. Doesn't even bother turning into her dragon self. That is the most badass thing.
That was so hot. And also, you know what was funny is like...
I mean, what?
I know we've like, not to derail too much, but like I know especially you and I, Willie, have talked about like the narrative in the book and how like if you haven't read it or hadn't heard about certain scenes that things in the game might seem weird. So like this is one of those moments where like if you haven't engaged with the book and you're not privy to the scene that we've talked about where Razageth is like toying with one of their clutch mates who turned coat and went to the ordered side and became like an ordered dragon. And so Razageth catches her out, you know, in the world one day and just starts kind of torturing her. And Iridikron comes and says like, no, you're going to do bad things. And they basically convince her to make it look like ordered dragons are attacking like the other races of the Dragon Isles, right? But like that's sort of like one step ahead, like gameplay. Like if you hadn't, I guess what I'm saying is like when Viranoth like walks into that open field, she knows that story. She knows him, that's her brother. Like she knows that he's very likely he'll have no problem with like doing whatever, making her any kind of toy or pawn, right? So the bravery that she has in her heart when she goes out there is, I feel like, was palpable. But you had to have known that scene from the book, I feel like. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think Viranoth may just be one of, if not the most powerful dragon there is. Because think about it. She was already an incarnate. Now she's an aspect on top of that. That's a double whammy.
Yeah, she might be like the top of the pops, right?
Fuck yeah. Anyway, what have you been up to in WoW this week?
So I basically only did like my weekly stuff. It's just been busy in real life, like, you know, with the birthday plans and everything else. Oh, it's also my daughter's birthday. I know if you guys have been listening for a long time, then you've probably heard me mention it before, but I do have the same birthday as my daughter. So mostly like getting ready to throw her a party and stuff. My week was kind of like thrashed. But I did my weekly stuff. I'm in the middle of it on my Warlock. I had missed a week. I missed last week with her completely. And then I think
real quick, can I interject here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Happy birthday to the mini Gersh.
Oh, thank you. She's so sweet. They're with their dad right now. Yeah, she's 9 today. But yeah, so I never really got a chance to go back and like re-engage with the reclamation of Gilneas very much. I just sort of started listening on podcasts, like what was going on. I thought that was funny. We were speculating like way out into the wild about where Gen was walking off to, and it's like, nah, he's just going to Liam's grave. And I'm like, fuck. I felt silly when I heard that. But just between like watching videos and listening to other podcasts, I was like, okay, cool. But like really, probably mostly because I'm Horde, and also just like Worgen politics is not like in my dinner buffet of things that I really care about or need to like play through. Honestly, it's like whatever I hear out in the world and from other podcasts and from friends online and stuff, that's enough for me. I don't need to like do the whole... I mean, I honestly thought Mia Greymane was dead. And then I got her and Tess confused. Like, you see how familiar or how much I care about Worgen politics, right? Like, not really. But it's cool that y'all got Worgen back. It's dope. Huh?
Ah, crap, I did it again. I'm sorry. Never mind.
No.
Continue.
No, go ahead. No, what happened?
Well, I was going to say, speaking of Worgen politics, I just want to say, if this were an Am I the Asshole post, Gen's the asshole for ignoring his daughter. Tess is the asshole for being racist against Worgen and thinking it's something to try to get rid of. And then now she's the fucking queen of Gilneas. She's supposed to be the leader of the Worgen, and she's not a Worgen.
So like, so I wanted to ask you, but I think you just sort of answered my question. I was going to ask you, because I haven't played through it, and you had said something that there was something that made you like uncomfy about the end of the storyline. Is that what it was?
That is what it was.
Okay. Yeah, because we were chatting about it in the Discord, I think. Dollsballs.com, don't forget, always be plugging. From here
on out, I think we should take a philosophy of, if it has happened in the live game, as in it's not on PTR, it's something that has happened in the game live, we're not going to consider it a spoiler, and we're going to say it. Especially because we record toward the, like, right at the end of the reset week, so...
That's true. I should be more careful about saying spoilers, but also like it was from last. I figured everyone who
we're gonna spoil shit. I don't care anymore.
Just forget it. Just throw the tag on there. And then and then I went over to like Bellameth, which was dope.
Oh no, I think we lost you for a second here. Halfway. Oh, I see you lighting up. Are we having some microphone issue? All right, so we're gonna come back to Gershom once her microphone starts cooperating again. Bent, you want to say what you've been up to this week?
Not much. We got close. I got like 1.8% killing the final boss, so heroic. So should do it next week. Playing my arcane mage. I'm gonna be getting him into raid this week to help a little bit with the single target aspect of the fight. But other than that, that's it.
Is that Fire Magister, or do you have multiple mages?
And that's Fire Magister. I'm just cheap and don't want to pay for a name change.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have been like watching your, what I would love to do is be in Discord and have somebody like stream it to the Discord channel and I can watch, but I've been afraid to ask because I don't want to make people do extra shit. So I've been following along by watching the logs. That 1.8 though, I turned and said to my wife, 1.8%, and she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, you wouldn't know. She's like, okay. It was funny.
Yeah, fortunately, we were late popping a C by like 0.1 seconds. Otherwise, it would have been a clean kill.
Damn, that's always so frustrating when that kind of thing happens.
Yeah, but you know, it's part of the fight. Having there's a certain level of personal responsibility associated with it. So you know, these things happen. People make mistakes. You just move on.
Yeah. If I remember right, we were on Denathrius for quite some time before we got him. I don't remember for sure, though.
There's a whole other host of challenges that went on in that fight that
Yeah.
I don't want to get into today.
Yeah, no problem. Gershom, are you with us again? All right. So, do not hear Gershom there. Something must be going wrong with her technology. So, it looks like this would be an all right time to move forward with the show, and we'll get Gershom back in as soon as we're able. So we're just gonna head on into the WoW news now.
Time for WoW news, motherfuckers.
All right, so most people know what happened, and it's not great. Sometimes the news just plain sucks. Microsoft has laid off 1,900 people in their gaming area, and that's spread throughout Activision, Blizzard, ZeniMax, and Xbox. It's around an 8% reduction of their, I think it's like some absurd number of total people. And that said, that's 1,900 people who now need to find a new job, and that really sucks for them. Part of this whole thing was the unannounced survival game that Blizzard's been working on for a while is completely canceled, and that entire team has been laid off. Alongside this, Blizzard President Mike Ybarra and Senior Vice President Alan Adam, and Alan is a founding member of Blizzard. He came in when Blizzard was still called something in Synapse, Synth and Synapse, something like that, an older name, and left for a while and came back. They are both also stepping down. Neither of them gave any indication that it's out of protest of these layoffs, and I really don't want to speculate, but with the timing, it is a possibility. Maybe there's more stuff we don't know about. I don't know. I do want to point out, though, that as much as this sucks, and as bad as we may feel for those who are affected, I don't think that this is a sign of Microsoft turning out to be the mustache-twirling villain in disguise or anything like that. I mean, yeah, it's shitty, but it's a business move, and businesses make cold, unfeeling, reptilian moves for the betterment of their bottom line, and that is just a reality. It happens in every company, every industry. It's just that since this one is such a huge company, Microsoft, and it's so publicly within our sphere of interest, namely thanks through Blizzard, and it's 1,900 people. That's quite a large amount. It's just, we're seeing this. A lot of other companies do this, maybe not on such a big scale, but you never hear about it. That's not to minimize any of this. It's a shitty thing to have happen. Not trying to minimize the impact that they feel, the fear that they're of, like, how am I going to pay for my kid? But I do want to point out, I looked things up. Microsoft is giving them a pretty damn good severance package, and it sounds like there's a lot of places in the industry looking to hire, so hopefully they'll all land on their feet sooner rather than later. What I'm saying is, I don't think, if people are worried about this feels like a shitty thing to point out because this isn't where the concern should be. I feel like a lot of people are wondering if this bodes poorly for the future of specifically WoW, and I don't think that's the case. I don't think anybody should be worried about this having a negative impact on the games we love to play, though I do believe most people are concerned with the people rather than the games. That's not the point, and I don't think that's what's happening. It sucks, but everything will work out one way or another. And for those of you who think, well, easy for him to say, he's not in it. I have a baby coming in April. I lost my job a month ago yesterday. I know that fear firsthand. I know exactly how that feels. That all said, but my best wishes to everyone who's suddenly in that hard place with this Microsoft thing. And you know what? What the hell? Everybody else out there who is in a similar place. I can absolutely relate. In a more slightly uplifting direction, I want to point out something cool. This patch cadence with WoW, I have been very pleased with personally. It looks as though the 10.2.6 patch nobody was expecting, that appeared as just like a skull and crossbones with no information, that has moved on to the encrypted vendor servers. That is the CDN, I believe. That is the content distribution network, meaning it's preparing for distribution to the PT. Anything about what's on this other than skull and crossbones? A lot of people are thinking pirates. Give me the pirates, damn it. Pirates, pirates, pirates. Bring back Time Cap and Hooktail or some shit.
Am I?
Oh, yep, we hear ya.
Nice. Okay, that's perfect. I can butt in about the 10.2.6. So now Mike Ybarra's gone, and yeah, I'll touch on how I feel about that. But well, yeah, I kind of agree with you. If he's gone and he said no pirates, then that's null and void. I mean, it's fucking pirates now. Doesn't matter. Mike Ybarra's not there.
I was also sort of looking at this patch as like it was slotted in after everybody thought pirates were a thing, and they're like, well, how do we give them pirates on a short amount of time? Let's do that. It's possible. But also, Mr. No Pirate is gone.
That makes me a little sad though. Like, I know there's, you just know there's something, I don't know. It's like, I mean, Phil Spencer is like his friend, right? From Microsoft. Like, he came out to BlizzCon and everyone was like, oh, maybe he's gonna phone it in, or he's gonna zoom in, or he's gonna, nah, dude came and showed up to BlizzCon and then personally introduced Mike Ybarra. And that was like, I know that was back in November, but like, it's only been 2 months since then. And I know how stuff moves in the corporate world a little bit too, like behind the scenes, and it can be pretty quick sometimes. But I don't know, doesn't it feel a little bad? I feel a little bad. Like, that was such a nice intro. People talked about it in the community. They were like, wow, you can totally tell how tight Phil Spencer and Mike Ybarra are. And I'm like, I felt that vibe, like the bro him for sure. And then like, I don't know, it seems weird. I don't know. It just seems weird.
Mike Ybarra used to work at Microsoft.
I know,
and
that's what I mean. Like, him and Phil Spencer are like bros though. Like, they're friends.
Getting at is there must be a reason he didn't work for them anymore to go to Blizzard. And I do believe this acquisition came down the pipeline after he took on the president role. I think for some reason or another, and again, this is speculation, he just doesn't want to work at Microsoft anymore. So chances are he could have been planning this for quite some time, just wanted to see things go as smoothly as possible, and then
like you're thinking because he left, sorry to interrupt, but like, so he left Microsoft once and then the acquisition, like, so he really doesn't want to be part. Well, maybe. It could be. I guess no one knows. It's all
speculation.
Yeah, except him. He knows. It's gonna be a bummer though. I kind of liked having him at the helm. At first, I thought he was kind of awkward and like, but then I thought it was cool that like he played WoW and like, and I know he was like, oh, like the RMT stuff and whatever. I don't know. I just felt like he was relatable and fun. So like, I feel like I'm gonna miss him, but
Yeah. You know, I've seen some people say, well, put Holly Longdale in that spot. And that would be nice, but also I think she's doing great work right where she is.
I think
You
her
know?
love is there too. And the whole classic
Yeah.
thing, the season of Discovery stuff, she's so passionate about it. I don't think she'd want to be like president of Blizz, honestly.
Now, she does have that rockin' coat that she wore to BlizzCon, though. That
And
thing was
I
dope.
swear, the Alex Straza coat, yes, queen, that looks so good.
All right, so it was actually, other than the Microsoft thing in 10.2.6, kind of a slow news week. So let's move on to the mixed drink of the week. Fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's time for the mixed drink of the week. Fuck yeah! It's the mixed drink of the week, and before we get into it, I just want to remind everybody to please only partake of the mixed drink of the week, or any alcohol for that matter, if you're of legal age or legal whatever to do so. Furthermore, we're not responsible for any dumb shit that may befall you as a result of your own dumb shit. So, we are starting our new drink series, that is the Heritage Drink. That would be a drink for each race in the game. And we are beginning with what people might be surprised, or have been surprised when I first said I'm going to do it. We're starting with the pandas. The lovable old squishy old Pandaren who will totally claw your balls off if you piss them off enough. So, whichever one of you want to guess first, what do you think is in the Pandaren drink? And it is a mixed drink, it's not a shot.
Okay.
I'll take the first step.
Yeah, okay, go.
All right, so Pandarens obviously are derived from a Asian culture. That's where, like, I think a lot of the ideas for them came from. So I'm assuming there's some sort of, liquor that's specialized from the Asian world in this drink. So I'm gonna guess either some sort of sake, or possibly a plum wine, maybe a Japanese beer, or a beer from a location in those countries. In addition, I know Mai Tais are pretty popular in that part of the world, maybe rum. I'm also going to continue with the same logic. I think it'd be something tropical, so I think there's some sort of juice involved. Maybe like orange juice, pineapple juice, and a splash of cran or something to give it like a more exotic look. And then last but not least, I think you put a cinnamon stick in it to kind of represent like the bamboo stick a lot of the monks use as a weapon.
All right, without saying what, you got pretty close on a couple of those points. Gershom?
Okay. I was thinking what's that Korean whiskey? Like soju, right? It's like also I was thinking
Yeah,
of
that's what that stuff is called.
Okay. So Korean whiskey, soju. I feel like I'm gonna hit that because I know you have some on deck because you used it before. But and then I don't know, some sort of juice that I don't know, but is it like Coke? Because it's sort of soju, sort of like whiskey. So yeah, so you know what? Fuck it. The Pandarens are drinking Pandaren whiskey and Coke. It's soju and Coca-Cola, and a splash of light grenadine. Sure.
Okay, as good as that sounds, I don't want to be the guy that's like, well, actually, vodka than a whiskey, but if it weren't, that sounds really.
Bummer.
So you were right on the soju. Bent, you were right on some sort of Asian liquor, which soju. You were right with the cinnamon, except it's not a cinnamon stick, but cinnamon is present in a certain way. So originally, what I had, my knee-jerk reaction was to do, well, come on, Pandaren Brewmaster, some sort of, beer with a twist on it. But I'm like, that seems kind of like too easy. So then I started thinking, well, what about the Pandaren as we, the players, encounter them? Because going way, way back in time, so Pandaria was surrounded by all those mists, and then for the longest of times, the only Pandaren the outside world ever saw, and even then rarely, were the ones that were on that giant turtle floating around. So that's where our playable Pandaren came from, the Tushie. I don't know how you actually say it, the Tushui. the Tushie bears, and the Huojin, the Ouija bears. Yeah, the Tushie and the Ouija. Sure. And that's the ones who went to the Alliance and the Horde, right? So the Tushie, I know I'm saying it wrong, their philosophy being a slower approach, thinking more critically, and then act, whereas the approach and philosophy by the what did I call them before? The Hugos, the Hujo, whatever. The
I
other
believe
ones.
You said Ouija's, but
Yeah,
they're
the Ouija
Huojin,
bears.
I think.
Huojin,
I don't know.
sure. The Tushie and the Ouija. The Huojin, their whole thing is, well, if you wait and take too much fucking time to deliberate, you're gonna be too late. We need to act. We need action. So their whole thing is action. I was like, what drinks can I have that represent deliberate approaches versus quick action? Soju represents a deliberate, calculated approach because you don't really taste the alcohol in it, but it sure as fuck gets the job done. Fireball, that's where the cinnamon is, and I'm sure you thought that the second I said cinnamon somehow. Fireball is quick action. It charges in there, it lights shit up, and it'll get the job done. Just like the soju gets the job done. So there's a half a shot of either of them. Then originally I was like, well, then let's fill that in with some sort of tea, because the Pandaren love their tea. And I'm like, hold on, no, because it would have to be a green tea. And if you mix the flavors strawberry, cinnamon, and green tea, that sounds disgusting. So instead what I did is filled it in with Mountain Dew because I wanted some sort of jade color, because, you know, jade serpent, it sort of represents the bringing together of all the different Pandaren people. Even though it doesn't really look jade, it's close-ish enough. So that's what I came up with. Half a shot of soju, half a shot of Fireball, filled in with Mountain Dew. So I haven't tasted it yet. Does anyone want to send me off?
Over the lips.
Lips through the gums, look out asshole.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, it tastes all right. Tastes pretty good.
You're
Yeah,
like,
that's actually
I
pretty
would
good.
drink it.
Is it a one and
good.
done, or is it something you think you drink more than once in a day?
That sounds
More
like
than
a
once
one
in
and
a
done.
day. If I'm at a party, I'll have this all night. It's good. I recommend
Okay.
it. Half a shot. In this case, it's strawberry soju, but it comes in other flavors. So to recap, half a shot of strawberry soju, half a shot of Fireball, mixed with Mountain Dew. Now, next week, it's Bent's turn. And Bent, you had said you wanted to do orc. Is that correct?
Yes, I would love to do the orc.
Oh,
And I already have its name. It's the Blood and Thunder.
ooh. I didn't actually give...
Oh, that
shit.
is hot
I didn't
as fuck, bro. I love it. Yes.
of I wasn't hitting my push to talk. I don't know how much of that mixed. I didn't give a fucking drink name to this other than the Pandaren. I'm gonna call
That's a
this
good
drink-
idea, though. I don't think we had thought to name them. To be honest, I hadn't thought of one. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do the troll. Okay, we should name them though. That's a good
We're gonna
idea.
give them
Yeah,
names.
Ben.
You should name yours Zen Meditation.
Oh, I could. Otherwise, I just wrote down the Wandering Isle. I'm
That's
gonna
a
go
good
with
one.
Zen Meditation. I like that.
Oh, okay. Now I gotta think of a cool one for the trolls.
So yeah, next week.
Oh, the Blood
Bent
and
will
Thunder?
be-
Oh, you
giving
could do
us the Blood
Berserker's
and
Rage
Thunder.
for trolls.
You could.
You're just like you're on a naming spree today. You know, I might. We'll have to see. But first I'm excited for your drink too.
Does Berserker play a troll?
What? do you do?
What? No, Berserker the podcaster?
from-
No,
yeah.
he plays a dwarf warrior. Dwarf or
I knew-
human?
I knew he
Wait. I
played
don't
a
know. It might be
warrior,
a human.
I just didn't know what
I think
race.
it's a human. No, because he always jokes around. Like he's like, oh, my trope is like, I think he is a human.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
he's got to be
yeah.
human because he did the funeral for Varian and everything. He's like a huge Varian stan.
That's right.
He did a funeral for
Steve.
Varian a long time ago. Like way back in Legion when Varian was killed, he did a podcast that was literally a funeral, like a eulogy for Varian. It was very cool. Anyways,
Yeah.
sidetracked by that, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take my ADHD meds today, and Bent throwing out Berserker's Rage made me think of that. All right, so we can move on now to the question of the week.
Question. Buff. The week.
I think I'm going to start calling it question of our time, because we're not really doing weekly, the question thing. Anyway, Last time we asked, or I can call it the great question. Who fucking cares? Last time we asked what has not been announced to be part of the War Within, but you hope we get anyway. Aaron actually gave not a sarcastic answer for the first time in a while.
Good job, Aaron.
So, since Aaron is a huge Bentolas stan, Ben, you want to read it?
Absolutely. So Aaron says he's hoping we could hop around the map during the, I think he meant, oh no, sorry, my W is just where the War Within storyline. It would feel kind of yuck to be stuck in a cave for entire of an expansion. Let's see what the other baddies are doing in other places. I kind of agree with that. I hope it's not like this standalone zone that we've kind of been getting where we go to a new continent and it gets, you know, broken up to its leveling zones, and then each patch kind of gets like a new like little mini zone added to it where the raid sits. I'm actually hoping they kind of use what's already out there in Azeroth. And, you know, use it away, you know, to kind of redesign zones. I kind of like the idea of what they did with like something like Syphilis, which has been basically dead since Classic, right? Because there's no reason to go there. You know, like I like a dynamic world that's updated. Like, for example, I love the fact that like when the Nilotha raid was active, we would, you know, it wasn't just like this new Nilotha zone, right? Like we went to like an Uldum zone and a Veil of Eternal Blossom zones that kind of like sat there for a couple of expansions with no changes. So, you know, especially with Chromie time now, so players do retain that option, right? Like you can go back in time and experience it at its older iteration. But I do like that idea.
I do too. I really hope they think of reasons to have us out in the world rather than just underground playing with the earthen's balls or something.
Yeah, I think it just gives it like another element of realism to it, right? Like it's not how like war is not fought like how it used to be, where like you kind of just like picked a mutually agreeable field and you just stabbed each other until someone lost, right? Like war is more, it's out there. It's actually in where civilization is too. So, you know, we should like see that and see how it affects the local like towns and populances and economy and stuff, you know. Maybe update some of the quest lines for zones that maybe players don't go to as often to give players a reason to go visit them, you know.
Yeah, and I think if I remember right, and I might be completely wrong here, I think the Algarian whatever, the place we're going, isn't terribly far from Pandaria. So it would be pretty easy for them, like geographically speaking, to be like, hey, we need to go take care of this thing in Pandaria while we're doing this or whatever.
Yeah, no doubt. Like maybe they're gonna be like, even if it's not in the Pandaria zone, right? Like if it's close enough, there should be like trickle off effects that have some effect on the local populace, you know.
I think in the last like few expansions for sure, like because I'm not sure, because I've jumped in and out of the game. Like I just basically came back. I was off between like Legion and then like I didn't play Legion a whole lot and came back at like the end of BFA. So like I'm not sure when this whole system started, but I like it. Is basically what you guys were talking about, like engaging with like more of the game. And like because I felt like before Blizzard has had this habit of like, oh, that expansion's over and we never go there again. And then I noticed like they moved away from that because I think players were complaining. They're like, we liked these places, you know, some people have their heart in those places, you know. And I think it's cool that they go back and serve at least our memories. Like, you know, for example, Caligos having to go back to Pandaria and see his old girlfriend and stuff. Yeah. And like, right, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like they keep the other like zones alive. And honestly, if you're any kind of like role player, you have like a story oriented brain, you know, I found myself thinking about Caligos like living in Pandaria because like clearly he did for a while, and it'll get your like imagination juices going sort of, right? Like, oh, cool. Like, and then it gets you thinking like, wow, dragons have been around for a long time. And to me, that does engage me with the story more than just doing this linear quest after quest style. Like I feel like they're doing better about incorporating like the Warcraft world and the canon as like a big picture, you know.
Yeah, hopefully we can move around the world instead of going deeper and deeper into this cave system as if to ask,
right, want to see how wide my butthole goes?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I just saw that on my desktop and decided I needed to put it in here.
That's what Lady Moonberry said. Oh man, what did you find on your desktop, Lady Moonberry, that you got to put it in there?
Like I literally, I looked.
She got one of those latex replications of Bentolas's penis.
Oh my god!
Actually, they do like, I guess, what are they called? Like the sex
You
shops?
can you like 3D
Are you
printer
talking
your
about the
dick?
chocolate butthole?
Wait, what?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
No,
you can
what?
get a mold of your butthole and make chocolate out of your butthole.
Oh, shut up.
No, that's a
Ew.
real thing. You can make
Ew.
chocolate buttholes. Anyway, I looked over and I just saw an audio file that's just named butthole. And I was like, I'm putting that on there.
I like how
okay.
you didn't name it, you didn't name it Lady Moonberry or anything like that.
Nope.
Normal. It just
Butthole.
literally says butthole. That's
Mhm.
okay.
Anyone who looks at my computer is going to be horrified.
We're gonna
Anyway.
smash that explicit button.
Do you want to read Johnny Tips?
I do not have my notes open. I failed. Sorry.
I can read Johnny Tips and I can read Drastio after that.
I could do Johnny.
Okay. Go
So
for
Johnny Tip says, I think it'd be cool to have tunnels pop out at all locations all around the overworld that hook up the various zones, like Zaralek Caverns. But to every Titan installation has a back door. Make M+ around the main dungeons of those facilities and the season rotations. Have delves there and other world content as they release each set of them. I think it's a decent idea. I'm not too. I don't want to be in a cave.
So for my known part, all I heard was tunnels and back doors. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Johnny Tips. But I agree with you, Ben. I thought the tunnel system was a little bit aggravating. And that's pretty much 99% because of my vision. So like, I don't know why other people couldn't handle it. Literally me, it was just my eyes. It was just hard to navigate and it was like fast. I mean, I got the hang of it. I got done what I needed to get done, but I wouldn't like want something like that. Like something like that would never be on my wish list. It's more like, okay, I adapted to it sort of thing. What do you think, Wolf?
idea. I think this is a great idea, only take tunnels out of the equation. Titan teleporter technology that has you move to all these different installations and doing and when you pop in there, it's out in front of the installation rather than deep inside it. Like you're not showing up to give Memoron a reach around or something like that. You're outside Ulduar. Only I don't think they would do that with Ulduar because we're gonna be doing shit there in the last Titan. But this would, however, give us a good vehicle by which to move around the world and explore this idea of doing stuff elsewhere in the world other than this deep winding down cave system.
So they could do like, you guys know in Dragonflight there was those weird like sky top places, those towers that were like arcane magic of some sort, like you said. And there's like one place in the Azure Span where you like start this quest and then you go around and you get all these like weird, they're not flight points, they only go to each other and you can't fly to one on like from a flight point, so they only go to each other, but they're like these weird like magical nodes. But like I never ended up using them because in order to go find one you have to like go way to the Azure Span. It's like, why would I do that? I never ended up really needing them. So like as a concept I thought it was pretty cool, but it definitely needs some work, and I think they could work on something like that. Which is funny because I did kind of just ask you guys the question, like, how do you think we're going to navigate around this, like, what seems to be like it's going to be a vertical zone almost? I don't know. And that's like a big step too, right? Because people have said like, oh, I don't really know if I want to engage with like a vertical zone. And I'm a little iffy about it too. So I don't know.
We'll just have to see how it goes. I think it'll be mostly sleep.
Yeah, of course. But, you know, it just begs the question sometimes.
I'm not crazy about having to fly like from the surface, like I can only remember the name Hallowfall right now, about having to fly through other zones like to get to Hallowfall rather than being able to like mole. Although maybe they'll give us mole machines. That'd be nice.
There are those techno dwarves. Anyways, yeah.
So moving ahead, Drastio says, a new war chief, an old war chief. Any sense of horde leaders to send us to kill an ally leader already. So, yes, Horde and Alliance are at a peaceful point. However, stay the fuck out of my Silver Moon, you bitch. And stay the fuck out of my Undercity, you bitch. And guess what? I don't want to go to your fucking Gilneas either, because why the hell would I? You didn't even want to be there all those years. And you're saying, oh, zombies took it over? Yeah, and then what are you going to do about it? Huh? Okay, no, I just want a little more faction rivalry than we've been given. I mean, yes, have the peace, but make it a little more uneasy. I do agree strongly. I hate that the Horde has a council. Give me a war chief. Because, like, they're like, well, the war chief is kind of a wartime title. So the fuck what? So what? A good war chief would know how to keep it in peace times, but when it's not, he knows he's ready to fuck shit up, you know? And it can't be Bane, because he's had too much practice sitting down. Thrall's done it already. Let's see. Who would I want to be a war chief?
Don't you talk about Thrall like that. You don't know him like that. Thrall's back, baby. Thrall's coming back. No, when I say
he's done, I mean he said he didn't want to be a war chief again.
I don't care. I'm in full denial. Oh my god, I sound like one of those crazy like Trump people. No.
He's still war chief.
Seriously, I wish it was.
No, the council, those are all paid actors.
Thrall. I know.
God, now that has me wondering, who that we have already would I want to be a war chief?
Dude, if someone says Kalia Menethil, I'm gonna throw up. I mean, they've said it on the internet already, so I guess I should throw up. But
so the Grim Totem
I'm not into it.
The Grim Totem are technically part of. No. I know who I want for war chief.
It's Mela.
No, this is who I would want for war chief. I would follow her to the ends of the earth. Overlord Gaara, war chief.
Oh, the Dragon Maw chick?
No.
Oh, she's Magmar.
Girl Thrall. Like.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yep. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, she's the Magathar leader.
Yeah. When you do the Maghar orc.
Oh,
yeah. She's pretty rad. Yeah, you would have the orc.
She would not hesitate to fuck up Turalian. And yes, kill an alliance leader. I was immediately thinking Turalian. She would not hesitate if he gave her reason. Think about it.
You said Turalian just right off the top. You were like, nope.
Well, partly because fuck Turalian, but also because, think about it, the Maghar came into the Horde as we have it because all those Lightforged motherfuckers were fucking shit up on Draenor, and she's like, oh no, I'm out. Fuck these fuckers. We're fucking leaving. Fuck y'all. Fuck you. I don't want to join your super secret culty boy band. No. And then one of the fucking alliance leaders is a literal exarch, fucking light-forged human. No, fuck that. I'm on edge about this motherfucker. He comes at me. He's getting a hammer straight up his butt. I'm on board. Gaara for war chief. Gimme. Okay.
I like it.
Do you have your notes up? Do you want to read these last three?
I did not pull them up, sorry.
All right, it's all good. I'll just go through them quick because we've been waxing poetic. So Hoax said the return of Sylvanas, at which you gave him a thumbs up, a middle finger reaction, which if she comes back, it better be handled well. That's all I'm saying.
And then I told him to lick my boots too.
Yep, you sure did. And then Craig just sent an animated GIF of a tree burning. So do what you will with that information, everybody. And then our friend Dave says, by the way, go listen to Solo Q. That's not him saying that. That's us. Says, I think the War Within might / hopefully will have 10-person follower raids once they feel like the follower dungeons are a success. You know something? I think I'd be on board with that. Only the rewards have to be less than LFR. And the only reason I say that is because if they're not, nobody will do LFR. They'll just do the follower raid. And oh no, is that such a bad thing if people don't do LFR? Well, I mean, I love solo content as much as the next person, but this is a social game. And if you only have people engaging in solo content, let's say they don't want to go any higher than that, and that's fine, but then nobody's actually filling the role in the LFR, if that makes any sense. I don't know, just my opinion. It's just
like if you decide that's how you're gonna play the game, then you have to understand, like you can't like expect to get any other level of gear except like easy mode because you're doing easy mode. Like you're honestly like me, like I would do that for story. Actually, just to like see the place and complete a few quests, I'm gonna do a follower no code offensive right now after we hang up. Yeah, because I can never get past the flying things. You go in the middle, and I've been kicked, and I've been told to get good, and I'm like, oh my god, this shit still exists. If people say this is annoying. I don't want to do it. Like the minute that I'm not enjoying playing the game, it's like, no, I'm not going to play anymore, right? So I just never did it, but like I do want to go back and do it. So I'm excited to see, because I know Dave was plugging those. He said that it was cool. He's like, oh, I could get up and do whatever. Like I could and was telling me to like go get a life or anything. So yeah, I'm excited to check those out too.
Yeah, I'd be on board with
I think
a
raids would
follower
be
raid
awesome.
type system. Just it has to be handled.
Yeah, it just has to be like obviously way scaled down gear. Like it can't be a system that you can really hack. It really has to be because you want to do it that way because you want to see the raid.
What about us? What do we hope for in the War Within that has not been announced? I know mine. I guess
I gotta find what I wrote.
What's that?
I gotta find. I posted it in the channel.
All right, I'll just say mine in the meantime then. I really, truly, desperately hope that they give us, and I don't mean drip feed, I mean all at once, a shitload more race class combinations. They were able to do a ton of them when Cataclysm came out. I feel like not announcing things like that for the launch of the War Within with something that might explain it, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. I want a lot more race class combinations, particularly for the Drakthir, because, come on, they can play one class. They have been palling around with the Alliance and the Horde for, in story terms, like 2 years now at this point. They should have learned how to, like, I don't know, turn into a cat or spin around and kick somebody or something.
Don't forget those data mine voice lines though, where there were like Drakthir voices that were like not enough rage and stuff like that. So yeah it's gonna happen.
Gee, what about you?
Oh gosh, I want to take the low-hanging fruit here and say spider people, but I mean they haven't announced it, but it's kind of like everyone wants it, right? Like a Nerubian,
oh, you mean like
playable race? Yeah. Like I said, kind of low-hanging fruit, but I hadn't thought too deeply about the question, so.
Yeah, I mean, so a few years ago, I would have said they're not going to add more than one playable race in an expansion, and then BFA happened, and we got a fuck ton of them, so who knows? Bent, did you find yours?
Yeah. I want us to kill Malfurion in front of Tyrande, and then Illidan to return and her to elope with him off Sargeras prison.
Oh, hold on. Wait, that's beautiful. Okay, so right when my microphone was cutting out earlier, I was just about to ask you what you thought about that fucking cinematic where he shows up with his bird feet and Tyrande runs towards him and they totally suck face and then they start talking and they're like, yeah, we're totally gonna go fuck. And Malfurion's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay in the garden with you, baby. Like, oh my god, dude, what did you think of all that?
Wanted to fucking puke. She deserves a real night off like fucking Illidan. Illidan would have burned the whole. Illidan would have killed the world soul if it meant he got Tyrande. That's the dedication.
You know those wings
Malfurion's
has?
Like, I just go to sleep in my bit.
You kidding me? I bet he goes, when he goes to his little, like, slumbers for centuries, I bet he's fucking all sorts of dryads in the Emerald Dream.
Also, those wings he has, they're belted on. They're not growing off of him. He, like, has them attached to himself.
Oh, fuck you, Malfurion. So his wings are like the fucking toupee. They're like a toupee, but of wings.
Right. Except I think his chicken feet and his antlers are actually growing off of him, but the wing things, I don't know why he does that. They're strapped on. Oh.
Can you imagine? Oh, those chicken feet are like gnarly. I had totally forgot that he had bird feet until I saw that cinematic. And then I was like, oh god, the fucking chicken feet.
Also, it's Thrallsball's canon now. I just tweeted from the account I spelled Overlord wrong. I gotta redo. I tweeted Overlord Gayara for War Chief. Bear with me while I fix this.
You can tag me in that. I support this political movement.
I have wanted to tag you in some stuff and retweet you with some stuff, except you have your account set to private, so it wouldn't show up for some. Because I don't think there's 100% overlap between the Twitter accounts. But either way, you do what you need to do to protect yourself on the internet. I don't care. All right. So, let's get on to head of the class, shall we? We shall. head of the class and eater of ass. Anyway,
What is this?
this is Head of the Class, Eater of Ass. This is our trivia section of the show, wherein one person asks these other two, typically 10 trivia questions. In order to be considered the winner, the people answering the questions have to score 7 out of 10 or better. These answers are received via Discord DMs, and if the answer given is correct, they get a point. If the answer given is incorrect, they do not get a point. At the end of the game, if both have scored 7 out of 10 correct, it's whoever has the higher score of the two that wins. If there's a tie, there's a tie. Nobody cares. However, if both people answering the questions fall below that 7 out of 10, the question asker, in this case, myself, is considered the winner, the head of the class, and everyone's eating the ass whether or not they win or lose, because we were never able to agree if that means you win or lose. So, are you guys ready to start on out here?
Yes.
Okay. So, the first question, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint here because otherwise I don't think it would work. What is the name of the Jade Witch? And by the way, all these questions are Pandaria or Pandaren, Pandaria, whatever, related. So, what is the name of the Jade Witch? And the hint I'm giving you is I don't believe her first name is ever said, just the title of Widow. All right, neither of you can take the point on this because, Bent, you said Widow, something with an L. Gershom said, basically, I don't know. Her name is Greenpaw. That's her last name. She is the Widow Greenpaw.
I remember her, though. I know exactly.
Yeah.
I remember the
And
question.
she turns people into jade
I feel like
statues.
this is a 0 out of 10 for me. And that's not to be negative. I'm just saying, like, Pandaria is probably the lore I connect east with.
It's all good. So, question 2. Depending on how much, this could be a softball. Who was the first Pandaren that we as players in the real world here ever heard about? How I wrote it was ever could have met, but that's not exactly what You are both correct. It is Chen Stormstout. Question 3. The Pandaren were originally created within the artwork of which Blizzard legend? I'll give you a hint. He's no longer with the company. Gershom, you got it. It is Samwise DDA. Question 4. And then this is a lore question. Who was the last emperor of Pandaria? I also just want to point out this drink I made doesn't taste anything like alcohol. I mean, it's pretty weak. It's a total of 1 shot, but it's still pretty good.
It's a good day to like have a drink, right? And just like chill out. It's almost beach weather for us, right, Willie? It's like 38 degrees today. It's
fucking
so
tropical
nice.
up in this bitch.
So nice outside. Go outside in a grass skirt and shit.
I don't think people
Fuck
would
that,
look
dude.
at me very well if
I
I
don't
did
know
that.
if like anyone who doesn't live in the Midwest has really ever been outside when it's like 0 fucking degrees. Like you
Not
feel
even
like
0.
your face.
Fucking
You
negative
feel
40.
like your face, you feel like your face is gonna fall off when you go outside because to like get a package or something, like, or to get your Instacart because you're not going to the fucking grocery store, dude. Hell no.
So, by the way, anybody out there who's seen those videos of going out in 0 or even negative 40 degree weather and throwing boiling water in the air to watch it sublimate, don't do that. Because if you do it wrong, you could hurt yourself. Anyway, the question was, who was the last emperor of Pandaria? And Bent got this correct. It is Xiao Hao. He became one with Pandaria in order to shroud the island in mists to protect them from the Great Sundering. Question 5. What is the name of the Wandering Isle, as in the actual name of the gigantic turtle? I'm just going to tell you right now, Gershom, the turtle's name is not fuck.
Did you see what I just wrote you? I said that's not his name.
Now I did. Now I did.
Yeah, I have no idea. I suck at Pandaria.
Bent, I'm going to give it to you because it is a misspelling, but it is correct. It's Shenzhen Su.
Yeah,
Who
dude,
the
there's a
fuck
Z
knows
somewhere.
that? What?
They say it in the game, but like 1 time.
All
Oh
right,
my
so
gosh.
Gershom, this is a little bit unfair for you. However, A couple months ago, I went on a novel 87 kick before I went to bed, and I probably watched his whole Pandaria thing like 10 times.
Why? What the fuck? Where was your
So
girlfriend? What
she's
is
in bed next to
happening?
me. I turned it
What is
really
happening
quiet, but
here? Oh my god. See, that's the woman you're gonna marry,
so I
though,
fall
right?
She
I
was
fall
probably
asleep
laying
and
there.
the stuff.
She was
I
probably
need
laying there
I
like,
need
Chris, you want to bang? And you're like, not now. I'm consuming lore.
I need I need me a man like that. Oh, for real. Oh my god.
Speaking of, Facebook is on some creepy shit, and it's probably because I have your phone number. But the people you may know, it fucking gave me your Facebook account, Bent. How fucked up?
Oh yeah,
Facebook
it
is
does that all the
creepy.
time.
Jesus Christ.
Back when I used to like go out all the time in New York and just meet random people randomly, I used to have like random people show up, like as people, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Who the fuck?" And I'm like, "Oh wait, I saw him blacked out at this bar that one night, and I
Yeah.
got his number."
So I feel like you'll both get this one really easily. Question 6. The Shah are connected to which old god?
I spelled that wrong.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's a typo.
All right, I hear my wife getting home right now, so I may have to deal with a cat running up to me, but we can handle.
My second answer is the
Okay.
final answer.
All right, I'll give you that. You're both right. It's Yasharj or Yashar. I never knew how to say his name. Novel says Yashara or whatever, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm giving you both that point. All right, so
Actually, for me, I'm kind of going par for the course here. I have 3 right. That's that's kind of average for me to halfway fail.
okay, we are at question now 7, and the score stands, if I've calculated correctly, 4 for Bent, 3 for Gershom, and I think that is. So, question 7. Wait, did I? 1 second here. Yep, 4-3. All right, question 7. The Titan Keeper Freya. Well, this is super niche. The Titan Keeper Freya once fashioned a staff from a branch of Fuzan. That's the first tree ever to be planted in Pandaria. Every forest in Pandaria came from this tree. Who did she give this staff to? Also, all the questions from here on out are directly lore related and might be kind of hard. All right, it says you're both still typing, but if I go based on just what I have from you already, it's So, Freya gave this staff to Yulan, the jade serpent.
I was off by the wrong
I
one.
just said that. I was like, that makes sense. I was
I
like
said
racking
Zen,
my
the
brain.
tiger.
Oh.
This is gonna get a little more difficult now too, because then the next 2 questions are still related to this staff. Who did Yulan later give that staff to? That's question 8. Okay. So Bent, you said Lore Walker Cho. That is correct. And Gershom, you said her Pandaren friend in the temple. They're a boss. That is also incorrect. The Yulan gave the staff to the Monkey King. I don't know the Monkey King's real name. The Monkey King.
The Huojin.
Yeah. The Huojin who manages to govern an ungovernable people. Pretty great when you think. And then question 9, where is that staff now? As far as we're aware, that is. Point for that, even though I can't. Bent, you said in the Lore Walker library. That is not true, not correct. And Gershom, you said up my butt in a rubber hut. I can't prove whether that's correct or not. Except it's not the correct answer. So right now, the Monkey King still has the staff. It's a bit of a trick question.
That's bogus. That was a trick question if we'd gotten it. Oh, man.
Our final question is to deal with the Jinyu. The score is 4-3, so I've technically won this, but let's see where we go with this. The Jinyu, you remember them? They're the fish people. I am still salty that we never got, but their population is, they wouldn't have justified it. So, question 10. Why were the Jinyu hesitant to trust outsiders when members of the Alliance approached them for aid? Wow, okay, Bent, I'm giving you that point. I didn't think either of you would get that. So, Gershom, you said something involving Garrosh's dumbass. That's not quite correct, but it would make sense. Bent, you said because when they were fighting the Mogu, they were betrayed by their once ally, the Huojin, so they have trust issues. Yes, and to take it a step farther, the reason the Huojin were their ally is because they gave aid to the Huojin when they didn't need to. And so that's what happened. So, and then the Huojin over time, alongside the Mogu, fucking decimated the Jinyu's numbers, and now all they have left are the Jinyu at that Pearlfin village or whatever it's called, and that's why we can't play as them, because they don't have very many. Also, the Ankoan, remember them from BFA when we went to Nazjatar? They're descended from Jinyu who left Pandaria. Fun fact. So that brings us to a final score of 5-3 in favor of Bent, except neither of you hit that 70% benchmark. So I win, except I don't view eating ass as winning, so y'all can have all the ass to eat you want as long as it's not mine. Well, final thoughts?
I think that Ben's gonna be too busy watching novel videos to eat anyone's ass.
Yeah, could be. My final thought is I don't think I'm ever going to know exactly how to pronounce the Tushie and the Ouija bears. It's just Tushie and Ouija.
My final thoughts is, if you haven't done so ever, I highly recommend you at least play through the Jade Forest storyline in Pandaria once. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good storytelling, too. All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and get the hell on out of here. You can follow us in the social places. I am at Wooly08, 2 O's, 2 L's, and a Y on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Gershom is at Hunter Gershom, Gershom, on Twitter and Blue Sky, and at Hunter Gershom, Gerrshom, on Instagram. Bent is at Bentolas _outlaw on Twitter. That's BENTOLAS. And the show is at ThrallsBallsPod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. I'm working on being more active on those other ones, so bear with me. You can also email us with any feedback at thrallsballspodcast@gmail.com. You can leave us a review in the Spotify Q&A or on iTunes. 2 other ways to leave us a review. Go to the website, thrallsballs.com. You can submit one anonymously. You can also join our Discord there from the website, where we have a separate channel for reviews. You just look for the button that says Join Discord. Anyway, bye. We love you. Be good.
Bye, swingers.